if that company ceases, but they have a trademark, or they have a copyright or a brand, you're going to have to pay something to that company because you'll be gaining from them. You'll be gaining from their brand name. You understand? So there's a lot we can talk about companies. Who else wanted to ask a question?
I wanted you to enlighten more on the thing concerning software, because previously I attended a USB workshop, and they said for softwares you cannot file for a patent or intellectual property. But I heard, as if you're telling the other one, that you can, for example, if you build an application in some name, you can build other applications in the same name. But according to USB, they say you cannot sign a patent for a software.
She said her application is a business, and she wants to make other small applications with different names. Does that make the difference now? She has an application, yeah? And it's a business. And it's called, what's her name? Evelyn Technologies. Under Evelyn Technologies, she wants to make EV app for delivery of food. Let me say, lean app for lean's clothes. You understand? They are different, yeah? But under one main company, Evelyn Technologies. You understand? Yes? So and she intends to make profit from those small applications. So I advised her to register all those small applications as subsidiary companies under the main company. Does that make sense now? Does that make sense? I don't know. Are we together? Let me first go that side. I've answered him, eh? Okay. If my time is fast spent,
Hello. So my question is, in regards to what you've just told her, do you pay the same fees for registering those subsidiary companies as you did to register the main company?
For every company, there's what they call a nominal share capital. Yes? Now, every company has a different nominal share capital. What's your name? If you wanted to start Happy Cells or Happy Comfort Homes, something like that, yes? And you said your nominal share capital was 5 million. It would depend on the stamp duty, which is under the law, okay? So for every company, you will have to pay registration fees depending on the stamp duty. I don't know if I make sense. Stamp duty is like a tax that the government, yeah, that is attached to your registration fees. You have to pay it as part of your registration fees. So if your nominal share capital is 5 million, no, let me use 1 million, yeah, your stamp duty is going to be about 150,000. So you will attach that 150,000 to the 1 million, and then you'll pay something like 1.2. You'll pay 150 plus 100,000, then pay your registration fees, because registration fees are 50,000 depending on if the person's nominal share capital is like below 500,000, like that. It goes on changing with different amounts of money. Yes. So it's like a tax that you pay while creating your company. I don't know if that makes sense. So let us proceed. I like the class. The class is very engaging. We were still at reserving a name, yes? I don't know where the remote has gone. I don't know where I put it. Yes, so we are at reserving a name. So there are different forms, like the business name application form. So there are two types of registration processes that I put here. There are those people who intend to stay as a business, and there are those people who intend to register companies. So if you intend to register a business, you still have to reserve a name. Then you fill the relevant forms, which are usually system generated from the USB. So you fill the business name application form, the notice of situation, because you have to tell us where your business is located. Then after you've filled those forms, you avail your national IDs. After you've availed your national ID, you will sign, pay the relevant fees, and then file. What you sign is an SD, what they call a statutory declaration. So after you've paid your fees, you sign the statutory declaration, then you file, and then you wait for like a day or two, really, and then your business would have been registered legally. So for those who intend to have a company, you still go through a similar process. You reserve a name. As I advise, please have 3 alternatives. If the 2 don't work, 1 will be taken. Be as unique as possible. Pay fees for reservation, because there's a reservation fee, and then wait for the response. It also usually takes a day or 2. Then you fill and sign the relevant forms. So we have the S18, Form 18, Form A1, and Form 20. So the S18 is a registration form. It's what's the name of the company. Basically what's the name of the company. Then Form 18 is the notice of situation, where you intend to be located. Currently, it's a requirement to have a postal address. So when you have a place of address, you're also required to get a postal address where your company intends to be located. So Form A1 is the nominal share capital, like I said. Nominal share capital is how much capital are you starting with? Are you starting with 1 million? Are you starting with 2 million? Are you starting with 3 million, 500,000? But mostly, it's advisable that you have a fair nominal share capital. Yeah, don't overshoot, because then you'll be paying a high stamp duty. Yeah, so Form 20 is the intended directors. Who are the directors of the company? The directors of the company are the people who intend to run the company from day 1, day 2, oversee and manage the business of the company. So if you intend to be a director, you have to fill in your particulars, avail your IDs, yes, and then sign a memorandum and articles of association. Now, a memorandum and articles of association is the constitution of the company. How do you intend to run your company? How are our shares going to be allocated? Are we going to have more than 5 directors? What are the directors going to do? Things like that. The law usually gives a layout of how the memorandum and articles should be like, yes? And then the beneficial ownership form. This is a current development in the law. So yeah, the beneficial ownership form is a form where you are supposed to fill in the shareholders' information, or the people who directly benefit from the running of this company. So it's a recent development that has been put in place to control money laundering. Yes? Yes. So same thing, avail national IDs for foreign directors, for those who want to start foreign companies. You avail passport bio data pages for foreign shareholders. Then in the event that a company intends to have another company as a shareholder, you have, now that's what she was asking about, you have different companies under one company. So there you also need to avail a certificate of incorporation for the other company and the beneficial ownership form for the shareholders within that company. So everyone who intends to benefit from that company should be on this beneficial ownership form, and it is a must. So take note of that. Please have official email address for your company and acquire a postal address from Post Office Uganda. Pay the required fees, sign and file. So let's move on to fiscal. Remember, we said that if it's legal informality, you're not registered. And if it's fiscal informality, then you're not paying taxes. After you've created a company, it's advisable that you go on to it's advisable that you go on to what? To acquire a TIN. And not just the TIN alone, but also register for the different taxes. VAT, value addition tax, pay as you earn, that's payee, and all the withholding tax, yes? So that you are able to not pay fines when URA comes to audit your company and see all these things that you do not have. Yeah, so after you've registered with URA, if you're going to be within Kampala, there are some businesses that need to be licensed by KCCA. So you go ahead to acquire those different licenses. If you intend to deal in consumable goods and products, get a license from the UNBS. That is the Uganda National Bureau of Standards, yes? They have to look at your goods and say these are favorable for the consumers and they are not a threat to human life. If you're going to work as a money lending business, then you go ahead to get a license from Uganda Money Lending, Uganda Money Lending Regulatory Association. So you get your lending license from them, yes? Then if you're going to, as a tech company now, I wanted us to look at what? To look at the yes, I wanted us to look at the different I wanted us to look at the different things that you as a tech person need when you're starting your business. So as a tech person, I'm trying to read time. So as a tech person, you are going to need registration with the National Information Technology Authority, because one, most of the tech businesses that you build actually need people's information, yes? For example, let's take Jumia. Jumia Uganda is a delivery service company, and while you are registering with Jumia, you put in your name, your email address, and your information, yes? Or even when you're going to order a product, you usually fill in your place where you want the good to be delivered. So that information needs to be protected, yes? Your softwares need to be protected, your hardwares need to be protected. They need to be at a certain standard under the law so that when you are registering, people do not feel that their information is at risk, yes? Their information is not easily accessed by other people. So, one, you have to register with the National Information Technology Authority. You will register and basically show them how your IT systems are built, your software and your hardware. Because if you do not register with these people, then they will fine you. At this point, they consider you a threat because you have people's biodata or even private information. So you need to register with these people. And the requirements that are needed there are, one, that you're registered with the Data Protection Office. You need to write an undertaking saying that I will not be sharing people's information without their consent, and that it is not easily accessible by third parties. Okay? Then, after signing that undertaking, you submit data. You'll be required to submit data complaints at the end of every financial year with these people. Any complaint that, oh, my data was accessed by this person, or there was a hack, or anything like that, you need to make these complaints so that when they are assessing, and you summarily describe what is going on, that this happened, and this kind of information was accessed by a third party that wasn't authorized, okay? Secondly, you need, there are people, I heard people saying they want to start like a wallet fund, they want to start, some of you want to start like mobile money businesses, yeah? I don't want to call it mobile money per se, but businesses that require someone to transfer money from one person to another, businesses that require deposit taking, those kinds of businesses, even when you have an app, you need to register your business as we talked about it first, yes? After you registered your business, since you're dealing with money, you need to be verified by the anti-money laundering institution. Actually, it's the anti-money laundering stroke financing, illegal financing, yes? You have to be able to show that your business is not getting money from an illegal source and transferring it to another source. Because money laundering is transferring money from illegal activities, yes? Like terrorists, yes? Or smugglers, or people who are mining illegally, and the money comes through your business, you will be investigated, and mostly, actually most times they open up cases against these businesses. So you need to see that as a tech app or as a tech business that is dealing with transfer of money on the mobile or by an app, how am I doing? Do I know my customers? Know your customers. It's a law that is for financial institutions, actually, because once you're dealing with finance and it is discovered that someone came and brought illegal money into your business, you face the risk of being closed and suspended, okay? So why would you have to go through that when you can have all your licenses and all your requirements within your business? You don't have to hassle with, you have to be at par with the law. It's very important, yes? Yeah. It's also important that as a business, you have a compliance officer for anti-money laundering. The compliance officer will oversee your dealings with your customers. Know your customer. Who is my customer? If my customer is Sharifa, what does Sharifa do? Where does she get her money? How does it come in? Is it above a certain amount of money? Why is there a suspicious dealing on Sharifa's account? You understand? Because then you will be able to defend your business when you're being audited, okay? When you're being investigated. So to avoid all those cases, you go according to the law. Again, like I said, depending on the services that you're going to do, if you are pharmaceuticals, if you are going to supply in goods and services, food, any of those things, you need to go to the relevant people that give the licenses, yes? Another thing, you need to, if you are going to take on money from people, you need to establish a partnership with a bank, because this is a guideline that is required of most mobile money taking services, yes? Establish a partnership with a bank, because banks and the Bank of Uganda are recognized to deal with currency. You understand? So instead of doing your own things, and then when the right people come to look at your business and whether you have the right requirements, you have to go through the trouble of defending yourself and losing your business. So tech people need to, one, protect people's data. Two, do not deal with money laundering clients. Once you do, then you are at a risk. Three, National Information Technology Authority. So we're going to move on to, because I'm trying to keep up with time, we're moving on to IP. But before I go to IP, I want us to briefly talk about the benefits of registering your business. The first is that you protect your goodwill. Let no one steal your brand that you've already built, okay? If you want to build a good business, people know you, because if Alien Skin had registered his Fangon Forest Entertainment prior to this person, he probably would not be in these circumstances, okay? Yeah. So protect your goodwill, because it's fame. It's people like you, people like your services, yes? It wouldn't be as easy as someone waking up and stealing Instagram or stealing Facebook or stealing Cafe Java's name, because everyone knows Cafe Java's and the type of food and the services they give. Everyone knows the type of services that global buses give, you understand? Because they have already built a name, they have registered, and they know what they're doing. So before you continue to run your business informally, go and register it. It doesn't take a lot of money, by the way. Instead of you having to go to court and fighting someone, and that will mean you spending more, okay? That's one, protect your goodwill. Establish the identity of the business. Be unique. Go out there and just set up your brand and say, this is me, it is already registered, I am recognized under the law, and everyone identifies you as Sharifa Jewelry Box. And they will know that that is the business where I go and get the jewelry that I want, that I like, yeah? Create a natural and good identity for your business. Then the survival rate of informal businesses is very low. If I woke up the next day and I said, I do not want to deal with pumpkins anymore, the business will die there and there. Or if I died tomorrow and I had an informal business, the business would die. You understand? But someone who has a company takes on a legal personality. Now, when I say a legal personality, it means that the company, under the law, exists on its own. if Sharifa creates a company called Ikra Jewelry, yes? Ikra Jewelry is set up, it's registered with URSB, and it has a certificate of incorporation, yes? If Sharifa died today, God forbid, sorry, if that happened, yeah, and there was another director, the company would not die. You understand? The company would survive even after Sharifa. You understand? If Sharifa said, give my shares to my son or someone else, the shares would proceed to the next person and the company would continue running as per the usual. You understand? So why have a short-term business, especially people who want to set up businesses for their families, inherited by their families to the next family, because they are businesses that have been taken up like that, you know, yeah? Like, they're not just for a short term. They exist for a while and they are taken on generation for generation, okay? So the problem with those things is that the former businesses, they die. They die with the owner, they don't even last. Or if you have a disagreement, the business dies. You understand? So there's also little value addition among informal businesses. One, for example, if someone looks at the products got from a small business that is not registered, they would definitely, if you're supplying this person, let me say, pumpkins, and their person is supplying cut pumpkins, they're all pumpkins, but because their person is a company and they are registered, this person will give more value to what this person is offering. You understand? So give your company some value. It also eases the process to access other government services like trade licenses. You cannot acquire a business team or a company team without registration. So go and register your company. You cannot acquire a KCCA trade license without registering your company. They need a certificate of incorporation, okay? Or they need a registration certificate. Then it also builds trust with potential clients. Not very many people want to deal with people that are not registered, especially foreign investors. You want a foreign investment, or even these competitions where they say, come and pitch an idea, and they're going to require you to register thereafter. Or if not, they'll ask you, do you have a registration certificate? People want to invest in things they can search on and that there are results that show in the system and they can easily trust. So it builds trust that this person exists and I can fund their activity. And then also it links you to a wider economic market, which increases your competition. It protects your personal assets from creditors. When you register your business again, since it has a legal personality, it owns its own property. You don't own you don't own the property of the company. If the company owns land, the land is for the company. It's not yours. You understand? But if you have your property and the company has its property, and let me say the company has issues with its running, by the end of its business, for example, if you want to liquidate it and they want to, there are people demanding the company money, they will come for the company property, not your property, which is a risk when you have business that is not registered, okay? Then it also easily helps you access finance like loans, bidding, opportunities to bid. When you're bidding, you need a certificate of registration. They usually want to know information like how long has this company been running and things like that. So let's move on to intellectual property. Now, very many of you are asking questions like, what do I do if this person has their own business already and I want to set up the same name and things like that, yes? So you're in tech. I think with tech you understand what it means to do a website you know, brand yourself, put all these colorful things about your company, put them out there for people to actually be attracted to your business and want to know more about your business, yes? So, as you're doing all that, you're going through what they call your creations and your inventions and your designs, which is what we call intellectual property rights in Uganda. So, I can only say that your intellectual property rights are the creations of your mind. Today, you people have been seated here on your computers. You're going to create different things with the web. You're going to create different things with your mind because you're putting your mind to test, yes? Now, as long as it is your idea, you're the author of what you're creating, these are the rights that are exclusive to you. I don't know if we're together. Are we together? So, our take home from IP is that I want us to know that the law does not protect your idea, but it protects the expression of your idea. You can't wake up and say that that person has my idea. I've been thinking about it the whole year, yeah? Or I've been thinking about this song the whole year. No one can see what is in your mind. So your IP property rights as an asset, you need to express your idea, and for it to be even better, you need to register it, which becomes easy for the law to protect what you've invented and created. Because I know most of you have tried to create apps, have tried to create something, yeah, that is to your use and your benefit. So this is what is going to protect you. These are the laws basically, but I'm going to talk about the different rights that are under our IP law. One, let's first look at what software is. So, let's use software as an example, yes? Software is a set of instructions, data, or programs used to operate computers and execute specific tasks. So, I'll use Google. Everyone knows what Google is, yes? You go into your Google search engine and you put in whatever you want to search. It eases your life to get information, yes? Now that's a software that we use to get information. Now Google is a right to the authors, okay? No one else can wake up and say, I want to use Google. Google is my name, because they have an intellectual property right to it. So I think you know the two systems under software. There's the proprietary software where only the owner can give you a license to use that kind of software, yeah? They have to consent to you to use their software, and they do not give you the source, right? They don't give you how they created it. They only give you the right to use it, and neither can you manipulate it. You can only use it, but you can't manipulate it. Neither can you access the source. For example, most of you know Colgate, yes? There are different kinds of toothpaste, but you do not know the ingredients that are within Colgate, do you? Yeah, you just use it because, oh, I want to use Colgate. Or the person who wants to use Sensodyne. Or the person who wants to use Diligent. All of them are differently made because they have a particular ingredients that they have, yes? So no one is going to give you the ingredients of Colgate. Then open source software is where it's open to the public. Anyone can use it, manipulate it, and recreate it, yes? Most of the people that create these kinds of softwares, don't restrict them. They basically put them out there for people to benefit from. They don't intend to benefit financially from them. But people who create proprietary definitely do benefit financially. So under our law, we have the trade secrets protection. Like I told you, Coca-Cola or Colgate, you don't know the ingredients in Coca-Cola, right? So that's their trade secret. It's information that they cannot give out to the public, but it's used in trade. It has an economic value because they gain from it. Then we have trademarks. Trademarks is, for example, some of you are wearing purple shirts. Women in FinTech Hackathon. Women in FinTech Hackathon is a trademark. It's a name, it's a brand, yes? It's their trademark. No one else can stand up and say, oh, women in FinTech, I'm also using the same thing because we're using women. No, it's not the same thing. So if you have a software, then you have to name it something, yeah? Like Marion Tech Solutions, yeah? That will be your trademark. Everyone will know you as Marion Tech Solutions. Then we have copyrights. This is the protection of your literary and artistic works, songs, poems, so many things, yes? Art, this is what copyright is, yes? However, under copyright, we need to note that there are people who are employed. Some of you will be employed by big tech companies, and they'll tell you that while you're working here, you will not be allowed to share any of the work that you produce here, even after you're done. That's what they call creations under employment. So creations under employment, once you're employed with a big company, all the creations that you do there are retained by the company. You have no IP right over them. You understand? Are we together? Then we have commissioned works. How many of us know the Uganda anthem? All of us. You want to sing for us? Yes. Now, the Uganda anthem was made by? So, George William Kakoma wrote the Ugandan anthem. But it was an advertisement in the newspaper. This is an actual case, yes? So when they advertised, they called upon people to come and compose the Ugandan anthem. When he came, he was among the people who applied and wrote his anthem, and it worked. And when he won, he was given 2,000 shillings. Then it was a lot of money, guys, okay? Don't laugh. Then it was a lot of money. So when he was given this money, he said, I'm the one, the copyright is mine, I'm the one who owns the anthem. So under copyright is that anyone who has, if you write a song, if you do your art and you put it down, you have the right to gain from it, yes? But remember, this was an advertisement where the country had called for people who can compose the anthem. You understand? So when he made this right at this point did not belong to him because it was made for Uganda. You understand? It was made for Uganda. There was no way he could gain more from it when he was already given an award. So that example of the anthem are commissioned works. You understand? So now we've moved from that. Then we have patents. Patents are rights that protect inventions. For example, if an invention has never existed ever in this world, like the person who made Instagram, and the person who created the light bulb, all those original inventions are protected by the patent rights. Industrial designs, utility designs, all these are protected by our IP law. Geographical indications, for example, if you woke up and started creating, let me see, clothes that are strictly made in Uganda, like backcloth clothes, you understand? And you say made in Uganda as your brand. That would be what they call a geographical indication. Yes, I'm trying to beat time, so allow me move on. Benefits of registering your invention. We had talked about this. Let no one encroach on your idea, okay? You're going to sit down, make a nice app, and someone will come and say, no, that is mine. I'm the one who registered it. You can be protected by your copyright, but it would be easier for you to have it registered and verified, okay? Yeah. So innovators are able to benefit from their work. The business is able to claim these profits, yes? You can gain. Let no one gain from your hard work. You can also gain compensation if you're already registered. Someone can say, I created the phone, this one came and copied the exact phone. You can actually get compensated if you're registered, okay? It protects your work and creation from encroachers. I've already said that. It sets your business apart. Everyone knows what Omo is, okay? Omo is a known brand. Everyone knows what that is. Everyone knows what Mukwano plastics look like, because that is what it is. Everyone knows what Movit looks like. Everyone knows what else can I say? You all know the brands I'm talking about, okay? Because they are unique and identified by their trademarks, their brands, by their designs, okay? So this is the benefit of having your invention and each being registered. You'll be recognized by this exact brand. Then it can be used as a marketing strategy. Some of you are talking about franchises, yeah? If I want to start a KFC supplying company here in Uganda, I have to go to KFC. Why? Because everyone knows what KFC is. You understand? I won't have to go through marketing again and what? No. But KFC is already, as a brand, is already marketing for itself. Everyone knows what it is. You understand? That if I'm going here and I want chicken like this, it's from KFC that I'll get it. So your own unique brand and you registering it and having rights to it is that it sets you apart and gives you a bigger, wider market to cover, okay? It attracts expansion from businesses. We've already talked about this. When you get a franchise, you have to pay KFC for using their brand. So if you intend to become a big brand, and you have it registered, then you're attracting people who are going to be able to pay you for your brand, to be able to use it. You get? Yes. Then, yeah, it provides a guarantee regarding the quality of your products. If you're producing shoes, like Lynn's shoes, everyone will know if I want a long-lasting shoe, I'll go to Lynn's shoes. If I want a leather shoe, I'm going to Lynn's shoes, because that's what your brand is offering and that is what it is known for. So if your brand is protected, no one else can claim that goodwill. I don't know if we are together. I see most of you looking at me. Yes. So I've come to the end of my presentation and my mentoring. And I just want to say that the law doesn't protect your idea. No one is going to think for you. So register your business, protect it from encroachers, register the expression of that idea. Any questions?
Thank you, our dear mentor. I have a scenario. For example, here. I saw a product called Chikumi. What if I get my product and I name it in another language, like in English, and I name it in 100? Can it be issued by the law? Thank you.
That's a very good question. I've actually seen a number of clients, yes, who come and say, now, like, I think the lady who gave us halal means food, yeah? What does it mean?
Halal.
What does halal mean? Accepted. I've seen most food points with halal. I don't know why. But yeah, let me use a good example. Like, so if you say chikumi, you want to call it the 100-cent shop? Something like that, yeah? Most of these names are rejected by URSP. That's the truth. Because they will translate for you and say, if you come and say, abakazi FinTech, they'll say no. They will immediately reject it because it's a translation. Yeah? It's a translation of what this other person has, and it's almost similar if you put it in that language. So most of these names are rejected by URSP. However, there are businesses with translations, not to discourage you. They are there. Yeah? I've seen how do I say it? Let me give you an example. I've seen, is it echikapu? Echikapi? Echikapi, right? Echikapi. It means bag, right? Echikapu. It means bag, and I think the person makes leather bags, something like that. The business is there, it exists. I'm not so sure if it's registered, but I think it is, yes? Some names will actually pass if they don't mean if they're not a direct translation of what this other person is registered under. I hope that makes sense. Like the way I said, women FinTech hackathon, yeah? Then I come and say, abakazi FinTech hackathon, they won't allow, because you're just translating someone else's idea. Any other question?
Thank you so much. How long does it take to register a company?
A company. Are you scared of the process? Don't be scared of the process. This is why lawyers are here. Yes? Lawyers are basically here to help you go through the process of registering a company, look at every detail that you need. Yes? It doesn't take long. It really doesn't. Yes? And now that there has been an improvement in the system of registration. There has been a very big improvement. We've actually moved way, way ahead in the registration process, okay? It's easier than it used to be. The 1,000 paperwork has all been solved. Yes, so. Okay? I'm so sorry.
Thank you. So when you're determining if a name is similar to the other, do you look at the pronunciation or do you look at the spelling? Because there is Sony, the company, but then there is Sconi. They are kind of the same, but they're not the same. So if there is a supermarket called Frame and I name mine Frame, but with an at instead of an A, does that pass?
I don't know. There are names which will cause confusion. I don't know if you understand what I mean. I don't know if Sconi is a Chinese. I don't know which country it's from. Or, I mean, like, we've seen how Chinese duplicate things, yes? Adidas to Abibos, I don't know. There are so many different things that they have done, but I wouldn't advise, again. I mean, if I am a very particular registrar, I wouldn't pass that name. If you want Frame, whether with an H, an I, a Y, I'm not going to give it to you because there is a French supermarket that exists and it has its people and customers. You want fair competition? Get a name. No. This Charlotte is about to kill me. One last question. Where is the microphone?
My question is, if you're dealing in credit, giving out loans, I was told retaining someone's national ID is illegal. Is it? Because that's what we are working on as a group.
Okay, very good question. It is. So, when you're giving out loans and you're not a bank, yeah? For example, you are money lending society. You can have, but you see, a national ID is someone's national document. Yes, we're going to need it to access other services. Remember, you're not a bank, so you don't have collateral to deal with. Yes? Yeah? Well, there are people who give out colored books. You can use that. There are people who, there are other collateral things that you can hold on to. But that alone, as a money lending society, not society, I don't want to call it a society, as a money lending business, there are other requirements, yeah, that you need to follow. Don't just look at the withholding people's national IDs. Well, you can hold them, but for a reasonable time, yes? And ensure that you can get the money from these people as soon as possible, yeah. But it's not good to confiscate someone's national document. That is the end of my presentation.
Thank you so much, Marian. Once again, let us applaud Marian. She was really talking about very, very important things. I know that's where we are heading. Not so? That's where we are heading, and they are very, very, very important. For example, we are all going to integrate with DFSPs. Now, you cannot unless you're registered. If you applied, if you went to MTN and told them you want to integrate with their open API, they are going to ask you these documents. Act of Memorandum, Form 20, Form 18, and they should be certified by URSB. So you really need these things. You need lawyers. So start thinking about that. I think if Marion allows, I'm going to share her contact with you. So in case you want to reach out to her and ask more, because she had really a lot, but the time was limited. And I would like to apologize for going beyond the time that we are supposed to take. I have a few things to pass on. So I want to thank you for being good people, very disciplined, very humble. I'm going to emphasize that whenever we are talking, let us use the mic and let us stand up. Please don't forget this. It is very important because when you remain seated, they cannot get you. And another thing is when I post something on the group, like you share this, don't share in my inbox. It is it is easier when it is all on the same platform, you know, so I can read through. But when you go to the inbox and they are on different, going here and there, it becomes too much for me. So please let us do that. And Cleopatra has sent something in the group. So go there and read and do accordingly. And you know Team X Home? Do you know Team X Home. I think they sit there. They were called Rent Easy, Pay Easy, something. So the team leader is a sister of Vivian. So you can, if you don't have her contact, you get it, you can reach out to her and be one with her in this briefing moment. Okay, that's all. Any questions? Tomorrow we are not coming. We are having a weekend. we are having a weekend. We resume again on Monday. Any questions? Okay, no questions. Okay, yes.
Well, thank you for the day. Earlier on they say, like, we're looking at some stuff and we're like, we need to upload them. So I don't know if it was serious or about the designs. There you go.
I think that's what Cleopatra has posted in the group. Have you seen her message yet? What does it say? Okay, so I think that's true. So you can work on your designs. Try to design something, your user journeys. Anything? I think she posted on the team leaders group, maybe. If it is not on the general, I'm going to send it so that you can see the message. Anything else? Okay, thank you so much. See you on Monday. Johnny Masses. If there is a team leader who is not on the team, please let me know on the team leaders group. If you're a team leader, you change your team leader and you're not on the team leaders group, let me know and make sure that you have all sent email addresses of your developers. Why? I'll put you on Slack. Now, if you're trying to work around Moja Loop and you encounter some issues, you can copy that code that has errors or something, post it there, and ask Paul to help guide you. Is that okay? Okay. Another thing, you can keep on improving your things, like your problem statement, your business case, you keep on, because these are not final submissions, yeah? But they also count. If they tell you submit by this time, you should submit. But once we have moved on, you can go back and improve if you feel you need to improve. Final submissions are on Thursday next week. Another thing, some of you don't know how to, you don't